Hi guys, Jewel Renee here. I have a question for you. Have you ever noticed that the day that you finally received your cosmetology license, the excitement quickly turns into a huge question? Now what? Many beauty professionals felt the same way when they got their license. If you've ever felt nervous, unsure, or overwhelmed, after getting your license, you're not alone. You're not alone at all. This video is for you. Beauty school was about foundational teaching, like what was on state board exam, sanitation and client protection, basic techniques, like endlessly washing your hands. But the salon requires much more than that. You're now considered the expert. Selecting what work environment. Will you pay booth rent? Will you be on commission? I remember back in 1990 when I got my license, okay? I went to this one lady's salon. I will never forget this. And I was nervous, I was scared, but excited at the same time, right? Kind of like you might feel right now. But I was unsure, didn't really have a lot of confidence in myself or in my abilities at all. But I was determined. I was determined to make it and determined to do it, right? So it was just the owner and me. There was nobody else in the salon, just the two of us. And she had a client in her chair, and a lady walked in, and she wanted her bangs trimmed. Now, I remembered the theory back in school on how to cut and how to trim, but I'd never trimmed bangs before. But I never said that. When she asked me, when the owner, Diane, asked me, Jewel, can you trim her bangs? I said, oh, sure, yeah, sure. I mean, how hard could it be, right? Well, I did all the procedure right, grabbed it right, and all of that. But instead of cutting underneath my fingers like you should, I cut above my fingers, okay? And that lady's bangs were way up here. That woman was so mad at me. She was so mad at me. And she left that salon. It was no way I could fix it. I couldn't put the hair back on her head. I apologized profusely, to the point of I was almost in tears. But long story short, I'm sharing that story to you because you're brand new and you're probably feeling pretty much like I was feeling, right? Do not agree to do a service if you're not well versed in it or if you're not confident in your abilities to do it, okay? Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your client, okay? Because that woman left out of that salon with my $15 in her pocket because she did not pay me, nor did she come back. Not the time that I was there at that salon. She didn't come back. So you want to make sure that you do exactly what you are comfortable in doing, okay? That's lesson number 1, all right? So now, I made some notes, of course. Y'all know that I make notes all the time, okay? So if it's something that you're not well-versed in, say you're a hairstylist, get mannequins, okay? Practice on mannequins. Practice, please. If you do nails, okay, they have the fingers, that you can do manicures on. You can add, fake nails on and all that. So, and aesthetic, practice, y'all. Practice. I can't stress that enough. All right? Now, in the real world, you're suddenly expected to know things that they barely covered in school. You're expected to know that. So you want to keep your education going. You want to keep practicing, okay? Like consultations. All right. That's something that you're expected to know. Color, color decisions, how to do color. Pricing. I know all of y'all are nervous about this, and I'm here for you, okay? I'm here to teach you all of this, okay? Dealing with difficult clients. Oh boy, we're going to go over that at not this video, but we'll go over that in future videos, okay? Because that's a big one, okay? And building clientele. Building clientele is really not as hard as it may seem, okay? It's not as hard as it may seem. Okay, so don't fret. Okay, I will cover all of this stuff with you, in my mentor program and also on YouTube. Okay, now another thing, many stylists worry about, what if I mess up someone's hair? Like I did that lady. What if you mess up? Don't have those kind of thoughts in your head. Just practice, okay? Practice, 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 okay? You might even think, what if I don't get clients? You're going to get clients because I'm going to make sure you do. I'm going to make sure you do. I'm going to teach you everything I know so that you will get clients, okay? And what if I'm not ready? Okay, now that's something I can't teach you. You have to know that within yourself, okay? You have to know, are you really ready? And that brings up another point. This is not on my notes. This is coming out of my head again, okay? I want you to make sure that whatever area you're in, hair, skin, or nails, right? Is this a passion for you? Is this something that you really, really, really want to do? When you wake up in the morning, are you thinking about it? When you go to bed at night, are you thinking about it? Are you thinking about, the next hairstyle, the next nail thing that you're going to do, the next skincare? Are you thinking about it? Is it something that just wears on you? If it is, then this is something that you're called to do. All right? And all it takes is for you to hone in on those skills. Just like, case in point, I am not good at making videos. I'm just learning how to do it. I'm just going to be transparent. I'm learning how to do it, okay? But I'm going to keep at it because it's important to me. It's important to me to teach you what I know. It's important. So I'm going to learn how to speak on the video, okay? It is intimidating, just like you may be intimidated. I get intimidated with, I'm looking at a camera, but I know that this represents all of my beautiful students that I am mentoring and trying to teach what to do in the salon world, okay? So you just get good at it. You practice, 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 and get good at it, okay? Okay, and these feelings are actually very normal, okay? In my years as a cosmetology instructor and a salon professional, I've seen this same moment happen to many of my stylists, okay? Some of my students, I could tell, were born to do this. They had natural born talent, okay? On the salon floor at the school, I could tell because, I would observe them and I could tell that they were doing what they wanted to do. All right. This is something that they want to do. And a lot of my students, I'm so proud of them because a lot of them are still in the business. They're still doing it. A lot of them have their own salons now, and they were scared and nervous just like you, just like I was, okay? But look at what time will bring. Look what time will bring to you, okay? You can do whatever it is you want to do. Whatever you want to do, just put yourself in it, practice, and the things will come. It will come. Okay. Let's see. Next, I'm talking about the consultation. One of the most important parts of the service with your client is the consultation. You want to listen. You want to listen very well. Okay. A lot of times people will tell you things that they want done. And you know in yourself it's not going to quite work out with them. They'll bring you a picture of what they bring you a picture on their phones or what have you. And depending on what's going on with their hair, with their nails, with whatever, that particular style is not going to work for them. Okay. So you have to gently let them know that, number one, with your head shape or with your nail beds or whatever, that's not going to be the best for you. Let me suggest this, okay? And get their opinion, get their okay to doing, all right? So, and another thing, if it's something that is not within your abilities, please do not do it. Okay? The consultation should be a conversation between the two of you. All right. And what the consultation determines is expectations. Number one, what your client expects from you and what you expect from them. Okay. The services, make sure the services are, again, within your abilities. If not, politely mention that you don't offer that particular service at this time. That's what you can tell them. I don't offer that at this particular time. And don't worry about, losing the client. Don't worry about that because, number one, they will know that you're new because they probably come to that salon a lot, okay? And you're a new face. So they'll know that you're new, all right? You don't have to tell them, I'm new here. They'll know that. So don't even say that, all right? But just let them know that right now you don't offer that service, okay? And pricing, depending on your work structure, meaning are you in a commission situation or are you paying booth rent? If you are in a commission salon, then the prices are determined by the salon, okay? And you'll do that service for them at that price. If you are booth rent, then you determine your own prices, all right? And the way that you determine your prices is to do research. First of all, sit down and decide what services will you offer. What are you best at? Those are the ones that you want to offer, okay? And then you research. You go to different salons and you benchmark, if you will. Meaning you find out what it is that they charge for whatever service that is, okay? And get a few different pricing for one service, all right? Then you do an average. You always want to come a cut below what is out there, okay? So you can be competitive, all right? That's a little tidbit, okay? So you don't want to price yourself too high. And you don't want to price yourself too low, okay? All right, make sure that you're only performing, so I cannot reiterate this too much, performing services that you're comfortable doing. You want to ensure your client that you will do the very best to give them a great outcome, okay? Remember this, a confident stylist begins with a confident consultation. All right. Now, as it pertains to color, all right, you might be a little nervous about color. I know they breezed over that in beauty school. I know they did. Okay. I know. And I would pull my clients my students to the side and I would try to teach them little stuff. I would get in trouble all the time, but stay focused. Okay. You want to know, the things that you want to know about color is you want to understand color. You want to know in your consultation, you want to do a hair and scalp. I'm going to stay with hair because that's what I do. All right. But, with nails, you want to make sure that the nail beds don't have any abrasions or what have you. The skin doesn't have any abrasions on it, as well as the scalp. You want to make sure that the scalp does not have any abrasions either, because if the scalp has abrasions, then that color service you don't want to do. You don't want to do because that color will burn and be an irritant to that scalp. So you don't want to do that. Okay. Okay. So a hair and scalp analysis needs to be performed. I'm talking and over talking my notes here, okay? And you want to see what the underlying pigment is to that hair. So if you are, that it's important to know that if you're going up, if you're lightening the hair, okay? Because, and this will be covered in my coloring class, okay? And that link, if you want to get in that class, that link is somewhere in the comment section, okay? You want to know what the underlying pigment is because you got to know which direction to go in order to get the desired color, the desired level and color, okay? So if say the hair is black, let's say, and you're trying to go blonde, well, first of all, that's not going to happen in one sitting. It's not. And the hair lifts in levels, okay? And a lot of times, if there is red, which there most likely is, then that hair is going to go to orange, and it'll probably stop there, all right? It'll probably stop there. Now, depending on how high the level is, okay, I'll get in. That's getting really technical, okay? So, in other words, you want to know what to do as far as knowing what the underlying pigment is. So let's come back to this, Jewel. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Okay. Make sure that you understand the formulation of the color that you're using. All right. How much color you need. What level you're going to in what level, meaning how high the color is. Okay, that you're going to, and also what developer you're going to use. Okay, now developers goes from 10 to a 50. All right, 10 is the slowest, 50 is the fastest. All right, and then numbers in between, 20 and 30, and 40. It just depends on what you're doing. Again, we'll go over all of that in the class if you so desire to come. Okay, so you know that a toner is needed for correcting unwanted tones. Okay, like I mentioned before, if you're bleaching the hair or lifting the color, it will probably stop. If the hair is black, it'll probably stop at orange. So you need to know what toner to use to get that orange out. Okay, and that's color theory. Okay. Color theory alone doesn't make a great colorist, okay? Knowing how to apply it does. So your application, you need to know how to apply it as well. Color theory will cover that in the Zoom class, okay? The enrollment, again, is the link is in the description. All right? So moving on, building and keeping clients. This is very important, okay? A successful stylist must learn how to attract clients, okay? One sure way to attract clients is how you present yourself, your appearance, all right? If you are a hairstylist, you want to make sure that your hair is together at all times. If you are a nail tech, okay? You want to give people, in other words, you want to give people something to talk about, like and people will come right up to you and say, who does your hair? Your hair is so pretty. Who does your hair? And you can proudly say, I do. Okay, I do. That opens the conversation. All right. Then you start asking them questions about their hair. Or if you're in a hurry and you can't have the conversation right then always make sure you have your card. How about we get together later? I'll give you my card. Can I take your number? Always take their number. Always take their number. Or nowadays, I mean, I'm old school, so, I do cards and all that. But we exchange our phones, okay? We put phone numbers in our phones, all right? So you can do that, but always make sure you get their number, okay? Your hair, your nails, your skin should be on point at all times, okay? Again, this draws attention. Girl, your hair is so pretty. Okay? Okay, how to keep them returning. Oh, this is a big one. Okay, once you even do your first client, all right? Your first client. they're not only looking at your talent in what they've come for you to do, they're looking for the experience that you give them. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for, are you on time? Okay, y'all, please, please. If you have an appointment with a client, make sure you are there. Not on time. Make sure that you are there waiting for them. Waiting. You have things in order for them. Whatever service that you're going to give them, you have things in line waiting for them. Okay. You can welcome them with open arms when they come through the door. How are you? You can offer them some coffee, water, whatever. It's an experience, people. It's an experience. Okay. If you're a nail tech, I try to go to different ones because I'm a hairstylist and I tend to gravitate to that. So, but I'm teaching everybody. So if you are a nail tech, make sure that your station is clean and orderly. Make sure that your implements are clean and sterilized. Okay, that goes for all 3 areas. Okay, make sure your area is clean. Make sure that you have enough towels. You have enough supplies to service that client and service that client in style. Okay. Believe me, they are paying attention. All right. If you are an esthetician, one indicator that client is comfortable with you and your services, they may go to sleep. They may lay there as you're doing their facial and all of that. They may go to sleep. There are many clients that go to sleep in my bowl. Many of them, because you know the pressure points of the head. Hopefully you were taught that. If not, then put a comment in the description and let me know what it is that you would like, me to cover. Okay. Because, I don't know what if you went for $1,500 or $1,600, it doesn't matter. I just, I don't know what was covered at your school. All right. So in the description, let me know what you would like me to cover and I will gladly do it. Okay. How to build loyalty, the experience that brings loyalty. Okay. And bear in mind, after the experience, you will be talked about. You will be talked about. Okay. So make sure that what is being said is good. Make sure that everything they have to say, they give you a 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Okay. Make sure of that because, good news spreads, but bad news spreads faster. All right. So don't be in that bad news area. Okay. Your income in this industry is directly connected to your client. They pay your bills. They pay your bills. Okay. All right. The good news is that these skills can absolutely be learned. Everything you need in this industry can be learned. It can be learned. All right. And whether or not this is a passion for you will determine whether or not you stay. All right. Hopefully you do, because this is a very rewarding industry. It's very rewarding. Okay. I'm at retirement age. I might as well say I am at retirement age, but I refuse to retire. I refuse. Okay. I still got spunk. I still can do hair, but my main thing nowadays is I want to teach. I will not stop that. I want to teach. Okay. And your education never stops. Even at this stage in my career, I still go to classes. I still go to seminars. I still do. So it never stops. All right. You want to stay abreast and keep your finger on the pulse of this industry because it is ever changing. Something is always different. Okay. It's ever changing. Okay. For the deeper training, I offer mentorship, where I take you by the hand and give you real world guidance. not only with YouTube videos and Zoom classes, but I also have an inside group, okay, on WhatsApp. All right. If you would like that, then inbox me your phone number, where the audience is smaller in there and you can get more of your questions answered. Okay. So I am bound and determined to get this information out to you. All right. Also, to help newly licensed cosmetologists navigate this exact stage in their career, I have created a roadmap to success. Okay. It's called From Beauty School to Booked and Thriving. All right. It's like 64 pages of step-by-step what to do for whatever. All right. And if it doesn't cover something that you want or you need, then these other areas we will cover it. Okay. All right. Inside the book, I walk through the transition into the salon life. All right. How to begin building clients, how to keep your clients, professional habits that create success. This book was created specifically to help stylists who are asking the question, now what? Now what? I know when you left school, you were left needing more, much, much more. I realize that. Okay. I'm certainly here to pour all of my years of experience and knowledge into you to ensure your success. All right. If you're newly licensed, remember something important. Very successful stylists once stood exactly where you are now. All right. They just keep learning, growing, seeking the right guidance, and your journey is just beginning. All right. That's all I have for today. I will see you on the next video. Okay. And until then, keep taking care of you. Goodbye for now.